Back to the Global Expo Botswana, which got underway in Gaborone today, where Botswana's young people are heeding the call for entrepreneurs to help the diamond-rich Southern African country stimulate the economy. For more on this story, we now cross live to our senior reporter, Njanji Chauke, who is attending the 2018 Global Expo taking place in Botswana. Njanji, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, in terms of the conference, what is the significance of the Global Expo for Botswana?
Thanks, Lulu, for coming to us here in Gaborone. As you know, that Botswana has been highly dependent on diamond mining, is trying to tap into other sectors such as the automotive sector, tourism, agriculture, as well as logistics and freight to try and diversify its economy. Botswana is a country of just over 2.5 million people. Since the 1950s, it's been using diamond as a major resource to keep the economy alive. So what they're doing at the moment, they've been inviting businesses from across the world, from Africa, to come and look for possible opportunities here in Botswana to partner up with local entrepreneurs, including women's groups as well as young people, so that they can try and grow the economy of the country. You'll recall that a few days ago we saw the investment summit also taking place in South Africa. We saw Jack Ma talking about the significance and the role that can be played by young people during this era of the fourth industrial revolution. So Botswana as well, they are investing more in young people, Lulu.
Now, Njanji, who has spoken so far and what was their key message?
The key message that we've had so far is that Botswana is open for business. Big business can come and invest here. They can look for opportunities. They can partner up with locals. The conference today was officiated by a representative from the Investment and Trade Center who opened the conference, and we had a number of economists as well as a professor from Italy who gave a keynote address. One of the interesting speakers that addressed the conference today was a chartered accountant from the Botswana Accountancy College, who spoke about the significance of other sectors, such as, she was asking questions such as, Botswana has a lot of cattle. As they say here in Botswana, they've got more cattle than people. Why is Botswana only exporting the beef, yet they don't use the other products from the cattle, such as leather, to produce shoes, to produce handbags, instead of always sourcing such products from countries like Italy. But Lulu, joining me to talk a bit more about what will be happening tomorrow is in Tabeleng Dikotsi from the Young Women in Business Network. Thanks for joining us here on SABC News. Just tell us about your invitation to Botswana. What will you be speaking about tomorrow?
Thank you very much. So I have been invited for the session on Thursday. I run a cooperative financial institution in South Africa. We're in the process of starting the first woman-owned bank in South Africa as a mutual bank. So a couple of months ago, I met with the Minister Bokolo of Investments, Trade and Investment, and hence the invite today to share the experience of South Africans. I mean, the model that we use as a cooperative financial institution in South Africa is what we call stokvels, and here in Botswana is what they call mothelo. So that is the kind of information or the experience that I will be bringing in to share and encourage Botswana to start their own women-owned bank to support entrepreneurs. And why we say that is because we strongly believe that the entrepreneurs are not supported financially. Funding is one of the top 5 reasons why small businesses don't succeed. The first 1,000 days of any entrepreneur, most of them do not succeed. So that is the first 3 years. And one of the big 5 prohibitions is funding. So hence we encourage that we should start our own banks, and we're not looking into international investors because Bomokolo or Mutelo or Bostokfel is something that we do as black people. It's
The
something
money
that
is right
Botswana,
here.
it's here and it's disposable cash. So it's not something that we can go outside and look for, but it's something that we can encourage and then start saving towards that instead of just saving to buy groceries in December.
As Botswana embark on this major drive to stimulate its economy, what role do you think young people can play?
Africa's biggest gold or diamond is its young people. So the way Botswana is going by encouraging and supporting young people and activating that entrepreneurial spirit in them is the right direction, because that is the future. We are the future. So once we start supporting the young entrepreneurs, I mean, entrepreneurs contribute the biggest into the GDPs, even in South Africa. SMMEs contribute so much. So when we support young people that are dynamic, that come with different ideas, you know, when you're young, you don't have a lot of baggage, as people call it. You don't have a lot of debt. You don't have a lot of black taxes, we call it in South Africa. So that is the point where as young people, we need to take on the fear and then get over the fear and do business, but then find yourself in a place where the environment is conducive, the government is making the environment conducive for entrepreneurs to success, to be successful.
In starting up your business, what were some of the barriers to entry?
Sure. We look at the South African Reserve Bank in South Africa. It's not an easy thing to just pick up the call and say we want to start a bank. First of all, who are you to say you want to start a bank? You're so young, you don't have the experience, you don't have the money. Just to put an application together for a mutual bank, this is YWBN Mutual Bank, is costing us anything between 10 million and 15 million. And this is just to put in an application together. So you can imagine even the requirements then from the South African Reserve Bank. I would assume that even in Botswana is the same thing. But that doesn't mean that that is going to stop us from challenging those ones, because we need financial inclusion, most importantly for women.
We're sitting, there's a big scandal in South Africa at the moment, the VBS saga. What do you think people who are running VBS, what can they learn from young people such as yourselves?
Business or banking rather is about trust, it's about integrity, it's about understanding that this money is not yours. So those are the lessons that we are learning as the YWBN Mutual Bank, or in the process of starting a mutual bank, is understanding the importance of governance, because banking is highly regulated, you know. So it is understanding that, my understanding from the media, and I stand to be corrected, is all this cohesion that happened between different audit firms and people that work there. But for us, it is about integrity and trusting and putting our people first, because at the end of the day, we still need a black bank. And in South Africa right now, we will be the only black-owned bank, which is quite sad, because we do need cooperative banks. We need more mutual banks. The saga that is happening right now in the country it's the aftermath of what's happening right now is going to carry on for years. But obviously we are still appealing to our people to say we are not all the same. So let us come back, because we still need the bank and we still need our people to work together. Myself as Ntabileni, because I cannot succeed by myself, but as a group we can achieve much more. And it is in extending that hand and saying I believe in what you're doing, and not just in the words but in putting the money that's where it is, so that we can reclaim our economy, especially in South Africa and especially in Africa. Because for us to reclaim our economy, it's for us to work together. And for us to work together, it is in us putting our own resources, be it skills, be it money. We need to get to a point where we say it is about us and we have to make it work, not as individuals, but as a collective.
And just finally, being someone in the financial sector, the advent of virtual currency, we have Bitcoin now. Yes. Going forward, how do you see that affecting the normal banks that we know?
Well, they talk about fourth industrial revolution. So I cannot even, many years ago, people did not even know about internet, but here we are. So who am I to say Bitcoin is not going to be worth it in the next 10 years, or even now? People would argue that right now it is the future. So who am I? So I guess we aim to see.
Okay, we'll wait and see. There you have it from Ntabeleng Dikotsi, who is representing a bank that has been founded and started by women in South Africa. She will be one of the keynote speakers tomorrow here at the Global Expo Botswana. We'll be giving you more on the Global Expo as and when it happens. From Gaborone, I'm Njanji Chauke.
And thank you to Njanji there, who was giving us an update from that Global Expo in Gaborone, Botswana.